Why are liberals unhappy? Let's look a little deeper into this. One of the reasons why liberals are unhappy, and there are many, they're agitators. Their leaders are agitators. Their leaders are not happy. They're always stirring things up, agitating, community organized. They're always unhappy about something, even if they have to lie about something. They're always unhappy. There are two kinds of people in the world, folks. Those who choose to be governed and those who choose to be ruled. Liberals are obviously in the second camp. They want to be ruled. They'll never be happy until there is some bureaucrat to tell them how to tie their shoes and everybody else how to tie their shoes, how to do everything in their lives. Until there is a bureaucrat or a statist in charge of everybody's life, no liberal will ever be happy. It's another way that liberals are like Muslim extremists. They want to be told how to live down to the smallest detail, and that's not good enough. Everybody else must be told how to live down to the smallest detail, and everybody must be compliant, and everybody must be obedient. And if we do not obey the central planners who tell us how to live our lives, from what we eat to where we sleep to how much we sleep to all of this, then there's misery and unhappiness. So at the root of it, liberals are unhappy because they can't stand freedom. Freedom is a threat. Freedom threatens their desire for total control and obedience. They don't want freedom for themselves. And the reason why freedom is failure. Freedom allows you to succeed, but it also allows you to fail, and nobody wants to fail. So people who are afraid of failure are easy marks for liberalism. And you cannot have failure unless you have freedom. You cannot have success unless you have freedom. So freedom, a big problem, because it stamps people as successes or failures. And the libs don't like it. They don't want freedom for themselves. They don't want it for anybody else. That's why they try to give it away with both hands, day in and day out. The people trying to give away your freedom are liberals, in the process giving away theirs, for whatever reason, security, or they think they're better people. But in the process, they're not content just to live their own lives the way they want to. They're going to drag you into it as well. And they're never going to be happy because nobody's going to be totally obedient. See, under freedom, they have, well, without freedom, they have no excuses for their lives. And it's a burden that's hard to bear. Freedom makes them miserable because freedom illustrates the differences in people. And to many liberals, those differences are negative, associated with themselves. They feel they're worthless, they don't matter, and therefore they're envious and jealous of anybody else who does. The only people who should matter are the people giving the orders, the central planners. So they have to find new and better ways to blame the system, to blame society, to blame freedom for their failures. And if freedom is bad for them, then it's bad for everybody, because sameness, misery, whatever it is the desired result. And this is why it's tough to debate or discuss rationally issues with these people, because they're not oriented toward rationality. They're not oriented toward solutions, not at least in the same way we are. We strive for happiness. Look, there's a story here today from the Daily Caller, which is the website of Chatsworth Osborne Jr. It's by Heather Bachman. The headline says it all. Axelrod, GOP would turn America backwards. Obama advisor David Axelrod stated that America would be going backwards if they allowed the GOP to take the majority in 2010. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know about you folks, but I would love to go backwards. I'd love to go back about a year and a half. I'd love to go back when people's houses had value. And the expectation was that the value would increase every year. I'd love to go backwards to when we had a 4.7% unemployment rate. I would love to go backwards where our taxes were lower. I would love to go backwards where our health care was affordable and excellent. I would love to go backwards when our investments had a good chance of growing. I would love to go backwards when people's children could get jobs with their expensive college educations. I would love to go backwards when we had leaders motivating and inspiring young people to seek the world, to seek their dreams. I would love to go back to that period of time. It's just a year and a half ago and beyond. Who wants to live in an era where the president and the first lady tell college graduates to screw it? Don't get into the money-making professions. Oh, yes, Mr. Axelrod. I would love to go back. I would love to go back to a period of time when my president actually liked my country. I would love to go back to a period of time when my president respected my country and my president was proud of it. I would love to go back to a period of time where my president was not trying to destroy things that he thinks have been unfair for 20 or 30 years or 230 years. I would love to go back to a period of time where my president did not look at the United States as the problem in the world. I would love to go back, Mr. Axelrod, to a period of time where we had leaders who believed the United States was exceptional and could indeed be the economic engine and the freedom engine of the world. I would love to go back. And we don't have to go back very far, Mr. Axelrod, just 18, 19 months. Oh, yes. I would love to go backwards, Mr. Axelrod.